possibly good afternoon, and maybe good evening. My name is Sherita Bagby with I Am Goddess Life, and y'all, let's do what we do this Friday for our Friday Jam session. Let's step into the goddess realm. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, and happy full moon. And the crowd goes wild. No, I'm playing. I'm actually not playing. So guys, heads up. I know the last 2 days we've had a little bit of like echo in the video. So I think I figured out what it is, and I'm trying something new. Again, I know, right? All this experimentation, but fingers crossed this works and this takes care of some of that echo. So yeah, let's get started. Grab your water, let's chug a lug, and you know the deal. Anytime you hear or see the word social, that means stop what you're doing, grab a glass of water, chug a lug, and then boop, make sure you hit like when you're done. All right, so I am just checking my phone here and checking the other monitor to make sure that everything is good to go. Think we're good. So I want to again thank all of you for scheduling your goddess readings and your discovery sessions. Heads up, I know that my calendar is probably a little funny right now because a couple of you sent me some messages like, what's going on? I am flying out early tomorrow, and I'll be back on Monday. So if you're having trouble scheduling, bear with me. I will get that opened up. I just wasn't sure exactly the time that I would be in this conference. So I will have some time open for the evening, probably late evening tomorrow, and also probably late evening on Sunday. And then we should be back at it for Monday. All right, y'all. So let's dive on in. Thank you, God. Thank you to our goddesses, our guides, our fairies for all the amazing guidance and direction you give us every single day. We ask that you continue to make this message clear and concise. We ask you to help us to know exactly how it is you want us to honor this amazing full moon and this beautiful energy that we have before us. We also ask that you make it clear and concise, make it applicable to each of our lives so we all as individuals know exactly what it is that our divinity is guiding us to do. We finally ask that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it abundantly. And all these many wonderful things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. Guys, you know one of the other reasons I'm excited for today? Spiritual dance music comes on tonight, right? So I will, as soon as I get the notification for that, I'll make sure to share it right away. All right, guys, I'm looking around because I am not exactly sure where our message is coming from. I do know, however, that we are getting a message from... Oh, guys, I told you, right, that I have a new deck. So we are gonna talk to that deck today, but I have some notes that I need to make for myself really fast. I'm sorry, before we do that. Give me a hot second here. And I need to make them in order. Hey, Selena. Hi, Charlie. Hey, Joanna. Happy Friday. Happy full moon to everyone. Okay. And got it. Sorry, y'all. That was my bad. Every once in a while, when something strikes, you got to just go with it right then and there. And here's the deal. This is what I know about me. If I don't write it down immediately, good luck trying to freaking remember it. All right, so anyway, I think I'm just coming into some better understanding as to why our messages have been so off the charts. And I mean, off the charts in the sense that, like, they've been a lot more intense lately. Well, at least they have for me. I don't know how they have been for you. But even just reading them. So I'm going to grab our spirit animal real quick. But we're in some major shift period right now, and I think a lot of you feel it. I know I feel it, but I think a lot of you feel it, and you just really feel like you're being drawn to something, or like something's really calling to you. And so I'm just really going to ask you to honor that within yourself, to really take advantage of that, to explore it. If you're not sure what it is, just explore it. Open yourself up to it, and be amazed at the fantastic things that are headed your way. Good morning, Nicole. Happy full moon, mama. So I'm looking around because, again, I'm not entirely sure where our message is coming from. So I'm going to just start with what I do know. I do know that Spirit has a animal for us, a spirit animal. Who is our spirit animal today? Thank you, God. Thank you to our goddesses, our guides, our fairies. All right. So we have our spirit animal, and we are going to talk with this new deck. And this new deck in particular is called Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. This deck is off the freaking charts, yo. Like, it was one of those where as soon as I saw it, like, it was one of those, like, I couldn't flip away. Like, I have to have it. Like, it's calling to me. Like, I need it. And the instant I got it, I was like, buzz. All right, so thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. How many cards are we getting from this? I'm just kind of staring at the book here. Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. We might just be getting this one card, guys. Okay. I got it. And the question is this. Is this the card? I don't think that's the card. The question is, what is activating within us? What is activating within us? Nicole, will you do me a favor? Nicole says, I'm all about that sacred geometry. You know, Nicole, do you hear any background sound? Do you hear an echo? If you do, then I think I need to make some changes. But in the meantime, what is activating within us? Got it. You would not believe this card. What is activating within us was the question I just asked. So, what card comes first? Okay. Got it. Let's go, guys. Super excited. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. The question was, in particular, what is activating within us? What is activating within us? I'm going to try and use this zoom function here. I was experimenting with this camera before we got started. Because I usually just like move it around. I never use any of the functions. Okay, Nicole says, I don't hear any echo, but my kids are being kind of loud right now too. Hey, it's Friday and they're babies. Love it. All right, I'm sorry guys. I'm checking this out here. A zoom feature. Okay. I'm going to just tilt the card this way a little more. All right. Miracle. The frequency of miracles supports our beliefs in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Holy cow. And that full moon fever. Yes, girl. I know they are. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So, what is the one thing we've been saying so much lately? We are not separate from God. We're not separate from God. A miracle can be described as an extraordinary event or occurrence in our everyday reality that cannot be explained within our existing paradigm or belief system and is therefore attributed to a higher or supernatural cause. Our belief in the possibility of miracles is closely connected to our belief in the divine itself, and with that belief, our trust in the unlimited possibilities the universe can provide. In these changing times, in the new energy, the multidimensionality is rapidly saturating most all areas of our lives and being. There is much we don't understand and cannot explain with our current way of thinking. When we relax and accept that we are in a new era of many mysteries yet to be revealed, we can start living our lives with the expectation that miracles and benevolent change can happen in any moment. In the miracle activation, the color purple indicates the deep connection to the divine or source. The yellow refers to our sense of self as we realize that we are spiritual beings in a corporeal body, an expression of the divine. There are 9 light sources around, a number that stands for completion and indicates the ultimate realization that we are one with Source. Holy cow. Now tell me, does that not spell... I got to ground for a minute because my head just went off the charts. Like, my soul is trying to jump out of my body right now, I swear. In the miracle activation, the color purple indicates the deep connection to the divine or source. The yellow refers to our sense of self as we realize we are spiritual beings in a corporeal body, an expression of the divine. There are 9 light sources around, a number that stands for completion and indicates the ultimate realization that we are one with Source. So there's a little section here that says, try this. Do you believe in miracles? Have you experienced anything that was miraculous? What miracles do you want to happen in your life? What are you doing to make them happen? Do you realize that life is full of miracles, including every child that is born, every breath we take, every flower that blooms? Can you think of 5 miracles that you experience every day? Wow. Nicole says, wow, wow, wow. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm sitting here like, I don't even know that there's any more to say about that. Good morning, Alvin. Afternoon, possibly. Well, I guess it's afternoon for me now, too. I love this, guys. Look at this beautiful miracle card. Let me just zoom out a little bit. This beautiful miracle card. I don't even know what to do right now. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Our belief in the possibility of miracles is closely connected to our belief in the divine itself, and with that belief, our trust in the unlimited possibilities the universe can provide. You know, one of the things our guides have really been talking to us about lately is really letting go of the how, to remain focused on what it is that we want. Focus, keeping our unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on what it is, right? Focused on our mark, on our target, and we will reach our mark. And this is just it. Do you believe in miracles, or have you experienced anything that was miraculous? When you understand that every single thing that happens, you know, every baby that's born, every breath that we take, you know, is an absolute miracle. You start to understand the amazing potential in this world. Nicole says 6 miracles in my life every day. Beautiful miracles. Yes, girl. Every single day. And so the thing of it is when we start to recognize these miracles within our life, these things that we tend to chalk up to coincidence or, man, that was just, oh, you know, recognizing that we are a part of Source. We are a part of the divine. So stay focused on what you want. Recognize that you're connected. Again, this purple, recognizing that we're connected to God, to the divine. The yellow, recognizing ourselves, our expression of God, and the 9 lights, the symbols of completion on this beautiful full moon. Holy cow. So again, guys, my point, I'm sorry, I stopped in my sentence. When we're focused on what it is that we want, on our life purpose, on just walking in our life purpose and in our heart's desires, when we stop paying attention to what we don't have, we get out of that place of lack, right? And we get into that place of abundance. We start to realize, holy cow, there is an infinite amount of miracles that happen every day. And those are just the ones that, like, I know that happen. Think about the ones that I'm not even aware of. So if all I have to do is just focus my energy flows where attention goes, right? On what it is that I want, what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I want to bring about on my life purpose. And then I know I'm not separate from source. I'm not separate from God, that the universe is just going to work it all out for me for my highest good. And let me just throw this in right now while we're thinking about it. Our spirit animal for the day, our raccoon, who comes to us quite often. You have everything you need. And I love this in particular because sometimes we start thinking about, again, well, if only I had, if only I had, if only I had. You already have everything you need. And I love one of the questions that specifically we were asked with this. It says, do you believe in miracles? Have you experienced anything that was miraculous? What miracles do you want to happen in your life? So often we're focused on what we don't want, but seriously, keep it real. What miracles do you want to happen in your life? And then here's the kicker. What are you doing to make them happen? Because you already have everything you need. So now what are you doing? What are you putting one foot in front of the other? It's like, for example, think of it as like baking a very healthy, sugar-free vegan cake, right? Think of it like that. And so you have all the ingredients. You have everything you need. Your raccoons are guiding and directing and telling you. But what are you doing? What are you doing to actually bake the cake? Are you putting, are you mixing all the ingredients together? Like, first of all, did you go into the kitchen and wash your hands and get ready and pull everything out? Like, are you starting to mix the ingredients together? Did you preheat the oven? What are you doing? What part are you doing to bring about this new amazing thing, this miracle? You don't have to have all the answers, right? All you have to do is just start putting the ingredients together. And guess what? You have everything you need. It's easy to look around sometimes and be like, well, as soon as I get a new laptop, I'm going to X, Y, and Z. As soon as I get a new cell phone, as soon as I have, as soon as I get my hair cut, or as soon as I can do this, that's focusing on what you don't have. Well, you know what? I do have this. Maybe it's not the awesomest camera invented, to date. Maybe it's considered old in the tech world, but guess what? I have it and it works and it gets me started. Start using what you have. Work with what you have because you already have it. And once you start to work with it, and again, you start focusing your attention and intention on that which you're trying to create in your life, in feeling and knowing and receiving the abundance. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the deal, guys. It's just like baking that really healthy, sugar-free, vegan, gluten-free cake. Let's hope it's delicious too, right? No, I'm teasing. It's going to be absolutely delicious. But the fact of the matter is all you have to do is just mix everything together, right? And then you put it in the oven. Like, once it goes in the oven, you don't have to keep doing stuff. That's where the miracle happens. That's where it stops being separate ingredients and then becomes a cake. It then becomes the miracle. It then becomes like alchemy takes place. It transforms into something else, right? So, what are you doing to help transform your miracles? Use what you have. You already have everything you need. You already have all the basic ingredients. And now you have the belief of miracles on top of that. Holy cow. I love it. I love it. I love it. And guys, this is one of the reasons why, again, and what I caught myself big time. I fell off this week. I'll admit it wholeheartedly. What do we always talk about? Every morning, doing our goals, our gratitude, and our affirmations to stay focused on what it is that we want. And as we stay focused and as we move into our groove, it happens. It begins to come about. Think of it as your cake, right? Okay, so I am looking around because I am not sure. Is that all? No, I don't want you to say it like, is that all? I mean, like, is there anything else? Guys, I think we're going to get You see why I love this deck, right? No. Okay, I wanted to come back to that deck. I think because I just love it and I'm super excited about it. I really appreciate working with it. But we are going to get one or two more cards. Give me a hot second here. It's going to come from our Enchanted Map deck. Okay. I think we're going to get two cards. We're going to get two cards. Hey, Javon. Hey, Javon. Hey, Javon. Javon, you just got here, so I'm just going to catch you up really super fast. We have some really awesome cards for this, what's this, Friday full moon. Passion. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion, excuse me, I'm so tripping, guys. I'm on the wrong page. Miracle. Oh my gosh. That's funny. The reason that's funny is because you know how I was just like, I got to take some notes. That was one of the cards that I was taking notes on. So that was clearly my brain like, I'm sorry, miracle. Miracle. So the question that we asked is what frequency is shifting within us? Like what frequency is moving within us, right? And so because I didn't want to necessarily know where we supposed to be going, but what is happening within us? A lot of us are really feeling some change right now. And it was the frequency of miracle. It supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. And then, of course, our spirit guides reminded us that we have everything we need to get started. So, in particular, the example that I used is that, let's say we're making a really healthy, really delicious cake, right? We have all the basic ingredients. Like, what are we doing to facilitate our miracle? So our miracle is this cake. We have all the ingredients. We have everything that we need, right? We went shopping. We found this in the back of the pantry. So rather than sit there and leave everything as ingredients, you know, we have to do our part, and we actually have to put them in the bowl and start mixing them together. But the cool part is once we mix them together, okay, now they're a bunch of ingredients mixed together, but we stick it in the oven, and that's where the miracle happens. We don't have to crawl in the oven and do anything, but that's when like all these separate ingredients become a complete cake, right? That's when the alchemy takes place. So think of that, translate that to our lives. What are we doing to create within our lives that miracle? We want our life purpose. We want the abundance to flow, but what are we doing? Let's work with what we have. And once we begin to work with what we have, we can combine it all together and throw it in the oven, right? And when we throw it in the oven, we sit back and we just wait for that miracle. And I love that because, again, full moon marks completion. Full moon marks completion. All right, guys. Thank you to our guides. Yeah, that's the card. Okay. What else do you have for us? Okay, guys. I'm sorry. We're getting 3 cards. I haven't looked at this first one. Let's see what we got. Okay, I'm going to take these 2 down. And by the way, Javon, I'm sorry. I want to, just because I want to recap real quick for this miracle card. Okay, in the miracle activation, the purple color indicates the deep connection to the divine or source. The yellow refers to our sense of self as we realize that we are spiritual beings in a corporeal body. And an expression of the divine. And there are 9 light sources around. The number that stands for completion and indicates the ultimate realization that we are one with source. Ah! Javon says, love it. So applicable in my life right now. I'm assuming that's what that means right now. Okay. So, our first card from this deck. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so I kind of see, I'm gonna have to get some clarification from source, so bear with me, guys. Deep freeze. Everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest. And I'm getting some messages here, so bear with me if I pause, so I can kind of stop and hear. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forego ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, in relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from them. Self-care is the most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book, or get a massage, rest, and dream. All right, bear with me. All right, the cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not ready to bloom. Okay, God is telling me to keep moving. Don't question it, Sherita. Don't question it. Okay. 50. Let's see what we have. Encouragement. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I want to like prejudge the card, and I'm just being told to keep it moving. Okay. You are receiving a nudge in the right direction. You are receiving a nudge in the right direction. A misstep isn't the end of the world. You've fallen into a trap of false courage, and only humility will lead you out of it. Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition, and now you're in a jam. Being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. Don't become too discouraged. All is well, and you can always start again. Take another road and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. Just remember to rely on your higher power. You can't always get what you want, but spirit knows your needs. Something better awaits around the corner. And I get that. Okay, I got you. Let me finish up so we can bring it full circle. All right, spark. You are a clear channel for divine creativity. You are a clear channel for divine creativity. There is a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward with optimism and hope. Open yourself to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty and your part in creating it. This is the perfect time to give birth to an idea, start a new relationship or job, or begin any endeavor. Attraction is high, and you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in expressing the finer aspects of life. Watching a spark turn into a flame and stoking that fire is gratifying activity. Okay, Javon says music again. Right though? Let me just zoom in just a tish on that card. This is really pretty. Let's go a little bit more. Music again. You are so right, Javon. And she's like playing the notes of love. Look at that. Okay, guys. So I really want to kind of bring this full circle, because off the top, when I was looking at it, I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. What are you saying, God? You're telling me to stop and go? Okay, and I put that encouragement card up front first because, what do I want to say to that? Bear with me, guys. Okay, so we just got done talking about miracle, right? That we are a part of source, and that we are fully a part of the miracle, that anything is possible, and that we have we have everything that we need, and that we need to like start putting our ingredients together to bake our miracle cake, right? And then we get followed up with deep freeze. And deep freeze is telling us everything has its season, and now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest. Now, the thing that I love in particular is that, again, we're at full moon, right? And full moon marks a time of completion. So there are rest and go cycles. There's ebbs and flows, right? So what I really want you to take from these cards in particular is combine these two together. So deep freeze, and then we're getting the encouragement saying, hey, maybe you've kind of found yourself in a jam. Maybe you've kind of found yourself in a position where you're like, this isn't exactly where I want to be. Like, I started off with the grand intentions, but how the heck did I get here? It's okay. So what I'm getting from this in particular is to really take some time we've been getting, I think, a lot of you in your personal readings, a lot of you have been getting Sieg telling you to rest, right? Meditate, contemplate. But in particular, take a minute to pause. Recognize that everything, that what it is that you've been trying to put together, you know, that intention is out there, right? You've already put that intention out there and that it's happening. Know that as we've talked about in the past, know that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. And if you find yourself in a position like, and again, I talked about this earlier, a lot of us, not even, I'll say me included, are finding ourselves where we're being pulled, like we're being drawn to something. If you find yourself in a position where you're being drawn elsewhere, like this doesn't quite feel right anymore, this isn't quite, you know, where I think it's supposed to be, it's cool. That's good. Don't be frustrated. Don't be upset about that. Recognize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be in the sense of recognizing that, right? And as you recognize that, because now you've taken a minute to kind of pause and reflect, that intention that I want is out there, but maybe I've been overworking or overdoing, or I've found myself in a place of, and I actually had to do that with a project that I've been working on. Personally, because I got to a point where I was working under some deadlines, and I was so excited on top of it that I got to a point where I was trying to force it and I was clogging up the works, right? So I had to stop. Even though I was doing what I wanted to be doing, I had to kind of work back my way up a little bit and ungum up the pipes. So I say all that to say, realize where you're at, and then once you do that, you can clear the pipes, so to speak, and then recognize you're a divine channel, or you're a channel for divine creativity. You're a channel for divine creativity. Sometimes we just gotta like pause for a minute, right? We have to pause and remember, we're a part of Source. We're not separate from Source. We don't have to look outside of ourselves. Pause, rest, contemplate. Know that that intention is out there. If you're not where you're supposed to be, back it up a little bit. Quit forcing is what I'm really hearing. Don't force. Don't force. We're in a place of allowance because we're not separate from Source. We are the expression. Each and every one of us are an individual expression. And we've put that out there. We've put the intention out there. And now we're going to allow that divine creation, that energy to flow through us. Watching a spark turn to a flame, stoking that fire, that is gratifying activity. I love it. 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 Allowing it to flow. And the cool thing about this is this card told us that this is the perfect time to give birth to an idea. And what I would say to that is this is the perfect time. Hold on, let me just come back to this is a perfect time to give birth to an idea, start a new relationship or job, or begin any endeavor. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in the expression of the finer aspects of life. Really what I want to say about this, guys, in particular with these cards, is backing up, not forcing, recognizing that you're a part of Source, and just getting into that place of allowing. Releasing it, knowing that you've put all that intention out there, and the 9 lights reminding us that is a time of completion, right? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just really trying to contain my mind. Really trying to contain my mind. All right, Spirit, is there anything else that you have for us today? Spirit, what else do you have for us today? Bear with me. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like there's something else, and I want to make sure I'm not missing it. I'm sorry. I'm still here. I'm still here. I promise. I'm just really, I got lost in some thought here. All right. So I'm really, again, I'm looking at this card, Deep Freeze 26. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forego ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, a relationship to go through a dreamy state of being. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Got it. A pregnant pause allows for ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being. Not going anywhere, not needing to. Okay, got it. Yeah, Javon says, I like put your arguments on ice. Yes, I do. This is the thing. I love this. Okay. Got it. I was kind of freaking out there for a minute. I was like, I don't understand what you are saying to me. Okay, so we started off with this miracle card, right? And this miracle card is reminding us that we're not separate from source, right? And then the card reminds us not only are we not separate from the infinite, from source, but that we are source expressing itself in multiple different ways. I am source expressing itself as Sherita, right? You are source as Javon or as Nicole, right? And so knowing that things have come to a completion, that miracles exist. What I really am getting is that we're at a completion of a phase that we're in, again, because we're at this full moon. And now is a time for a minute to we talked about those ingredients, right? Mixing those ingredients. You've been mixing. Some of you, I think in particular, really have been mixing, but those ingredients have been mixed or are being mixed. But this is not a time to force it. We can't maybe the recipe calls for the cake to be baked at 350. We can't jack it up to 500 hoping that it'll cook faster, right? This is a time to really, you've put it out there, right? You've been, especially for those of you who I know have really been working on walking in your life purpose and discovering and fully integrating, right? Know that all of that intention is out there. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. Because guess what? This is that time where that divine energy, you're channeling that divine creative energy. So while you're channeling that divine creative energy, you're in a position where these things, the miracle is taking place. That divine energy is coming in and it's creating for you. For you. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Ugh. There is a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward with optimism and hope. Optimism and hope. Open yourself to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty, its miracles, and your part in co-creating it. Oh my God. Sit back, allow the spark to flow and watch the miracle that you've been creating. You know, our fairy has told us so many times that in the autumn we would reap great harvests of abundance. Like, I'm literally almost on the verge of tears right now. Like that we would reap great harvests of abundance. And I think there's a lot of us, and I'm including me, where we were kind of for a minute there feeling like we were at our wits' end. Like, I've been putting forth all this intention. I've been putting forth all this effort. I've been putting forth, all this love and gratitude. I've been focusing on my goals. I've been trying to remain connected and feeling at one with spirit. But what the heck is going on? Like, when am I going to see it? When am I going to see it? When am I going to see it? And now we're being directed to be in a place of allowance, of just allowing. Sorry guys, I can see that the internet is being a little funny here. Okay, hopefully you're back with me. So now that we've been in this position where we're just like, what the heck? Now what do I do? Now what? Now, don't worry about it. Again, oh my gosh, this is just another level of releasing. Like you said, Javon, like you said, let go and let flow. We don't have to force it. Know that you're a part of the infinite. Know that it's being completed. Sit back and watch it be completed. Take that pregnant pause. Allow the ideas to gestate, because now that they're gestating, now that you're allowing projects to shift and change, now that you're allowing that divine spark of creativity to come through, and that spark becomes a flame. And what is the thing about fire in alchemy, right? It gets that spark becomes a flame, and whoof, it ignites into the miracle. It ignites into the miracle. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in expressing the finer aspects of life. Watching a spark turn into a flame and stoking that fire is a gratifying activity. All right, y'all. I hope you are really seeing and feeling this frequency, just your ability to create and manifest within your own life. Open yourself to the inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty. Allow life to show you its miracles and your part in co-creating it. I'm sorry, I just, every once in a while, like, you get a message, or you get a reading, or you get, some divine inspiration, and you're just like, what? So today, last night my husband said, babe, I just really want to go to the park in the morning. Like, I'm not going to lie. You can see it in my face. We ate some Oreos last night. He was like, we have to go to the park in the morning and get something in. I was like, all right, cool. Well, this morning I woke up and I was like, not feeling it. Long story short, we got to the park. I was really just kind of like, whatever. And so, like, I started just kind of touching the trees. I don't know why. Something just told me to, like, just touch them, like, give them some love. You know how we talked about communing with nature? And so as I'm looking at these trees, I'm, like, seeing this incredible, like, ecosystem on these trees, like, with all this little moss growing on it, and then all these little ants crawling around, and these other bugs doing this, and this tree was just, like, thriving. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and it's all of a sudden I just started to get this great appreciation of nature, of earth, and of recognizing and really kind of getting into that sense of, wow, even though this is one tree of many in just a random neighborhood park, it's not even like a really huge park, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much life it supports on just this, little 2x2 section of bark. You know what I mean? And so it blows me, because then I got back home, and now we're getting into this message, and we're talking more and more about the miracles. And this morning there were some things where when I was going through my thank yous, and I was really just having to force myself out of the what ifs on the negative aspect. Well, what if this doesn't quite? Well, what if I don't? Well, what if, I was like, Sherita, and now I see why. Like, I'm getting these light bulbs. Like, now I see why I'm being guided and directed to, and all these messages we've been getting for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, to get out in nature, to commune, right? To get into a place of allowing, to receive. And I've been saying it a lot. Receiving is just as sacred as giving. And now we're being shown directly, reminded that, and I asked you if y'all remember, the initial question is, what is the frequency that's moving through us? Not what are we to be shifting on, or what should we be moving towards? What is already moving through us? And the card we got was this miracle card. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. That is moving within you. So as you begin to open yourself, allow yourself for that spark to ignite, as you begin to fan the flame so that it stokes into a roaring fire, then you begin to open yourself up to the belief and the understanding that you are a co-creator. And Spirit will begin to show you in your life where you've been co-creating on all levels. And the beautiful thing is that once you realize that, then you can then really begin to focus. You recognize just how important it is to remain focused on that which you want to create. Diana telling us, keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your mark and you will reach your target. Or focused on your target and you will reach your mark. Same thing. You get the point. Remain focused on what it is that you want. Remain not just in your, okay, I'm not going to look at this, I'm only going to look at that, but remain focused in your beliefs that you're a part of Source. Remain focused in your beliefs that as a part of Source, you are a co-creator. You're not separate from God. You're not separate from God. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sorry. I'm super excited about that. I'm super, super, super excited about it. Javon says, wow, this reading is off the charts. For you and me both. For you and me both, lady. And again, the biggest thing I want to reiterate, I really want to reiterate this, is to remember that you already have everything you need, okay? You already have. It's not like you have to wait to get to a certain level, or I'm having trouble meditating, so I'm not quite there, or I'm not as far along in my spiritual journey. You already have, and you already are everything you're supposed to be and need to be to move towards where you want to move, towards doing what you want to do. So take some time, stop forcing, and just allow. Just allow. Know that things are coming into completion. Right? What an amazing full moon message. And you know, it's kind of funny because before I started my live stream, I was sitting at my altar. I was doing I was attempting to meditate. That's really what it boiled down to. And you know, so these were some of the thoughts that were coming to my mind, but I'm seeing where I was like, you know, in one ear out the other. Now I'm like, oh, God, I see why you were telling me this. You have everything you need within you. You have everything you need in your physical world. You have all the ingredients. Even if it's off-brand, it's not name brand, it doesn't matter. You have all the ingredients you need to bake a delicious, because you know that's my word, a delicious lifestyle, a delicious life purpose, a delicious whatever it is that you're trying to create and to bring into your life. So take advantage. Know here and in here that you're not separate, that you are a part of this co-creation, and remain focused on those miracles that you want to bring in your life. Remain focused on those miracles you are bringing into your life. I love you lots, y'all. I love you so, so much. Please, please, please don't hesitate to get at me with any questions. Check the links in the description so you know how to reach me. If you need a goddess reading, or if you need some one-on-one time. Again, heads up, y'all, I will be out of town. I'll be in Phoenix this weekend, opening myself up to amazing opportunity. I don't know what Spirit Source God has in store for me, but what I do know is that I can feel the momentum and that it is ready to explode. Completion. By the way, guys, I'm going to sidebar for a hot second, speaking of momentum and exploding. So I was on a webinar last night with one of my gurus, and he was talking about there are times in our lives where when we've been focusing on our goals, we've been staying in gratitude, that we start to really feel the momentum building, right? And we just really feel like something's going to happen. And he was like, you know, it's just like sex, basically, you know, having grown folk conversation, where right before you're about to experience that miracle, right? You feel it coming. You can almost feel it in the pit of your stomach, so to speak. You feel it moving throughout your body. Same thing with a lot of us, with what's going on and the people that I'm talking to. Y'all feel the change. You feel your bullet being pulled somewhere. You feel yourself wanting to open up to something. Allow it. Allow it, because that feeling, this is not the time to get distracted. Allow that feeling to come to full completion so that it may release within your physical world, right? That miracle may explode. I mean, that is like, not to be funny, the miracle of conception. Okay. So that's all I have to say about that. Javon says, have a great trip via con Dios. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate it. I'll be back Monday morning, early Monday morning. So, yeah. Hopefully with something really cool to share. And hopefully you have something really cool to share with me too. So y'all have an amazing weekend. Keep allowing that momentum to build. Stoke that fire in your belly, right? I gotta go back and like watch the last 2 weeks messages because I feel it, y'all. I know you do too. Allow it to flow. Peace and love. Let's social it up one more time. I have to go ground. My head is like, woo. Have a great one. Happy Friday. Bye. Oh, just kidding. Now bye.